Hey, P90X Live instructors, my name is Bekah, and today I want to share a little secret. It's a strategy, a tool I use in my live classes to help front load some information about great form and technique. Throughout our live classes, we are already employing the three-phase cueing model when we teach, right? We're giving safety options, we're giving modification options, we're talking about good alignment throughout. But sometimes there's a bigger idea that you want to get across, or a brand new movement pattern that you need to introduce, and it might not be the most effective to introduce these ideas on the fly when your class is, for example, distracted by the other people in the room, tired, toweling off their sweat, dehydrated, getting their water. Sometimes they're missing very important cues, and if there's something you really don't want them to miss, you might want to try front-loading the information in a mini lesson. This would happen before class begins, before you push play on the warm-up. Get your class's undivided attention. Let them know that you're setting a focus for the class, which could be greater core engagement throughout, and you're going to give them some strategies for engaging their core, or it might be introducing this brand new movement pattern, and you want to introduce it to them when you've got all eyes on you and all ears listening to your cues. In P90X Live Round 28, we introduced a brand new move in Cardio X called the skier. And after having tried the round myself, I knew that we could potentially run into some movement problems here that could be dangerous if people were not being extra cautious. So instead of just throwing it out in the middle of the block, I chose to use a mini lesson to introduce it before pushing play. So it looked kind of like this. Hey class, before we get started, before we even get into that warm-up, I want to preview a move you're going to see later during Cardio X. It's called the skier swing, and it's kind of a tricky movement pattern. So let's go over it together really quick. Everybody turn to the side, standing nice and tall, feet hips distance apart, shoulders down and back, and put some pretend dumbbells in your hands. We'll practice with the dumbbells later. We're going to bend the knees softly. We're going to hinge and keep the spine nice and long, bringing the dumbbells back just a little bit. It's not an excessive swing. And we're going to drive the dumbbells forward as we drive through the hips. This is going to feel really different, class, than a squat. Yes, there's a soft bend in the knee, but focus more on that great hip hinge, driving the hips back, opening up through the hamstrings, and as you power back to the top, you're driving those hips forward, making the dumbbells almost weightless at the top. Try that with me without your dumbbells a few times. Peek at yourself from the side, see if you've got that spine nice and long. Great, now let's try that with the dumbbells. Shoulders down and back, soft bend in the knee, swing through, drive through the hips. Do you feel that great glute engagement? Awesome. So listen, when you see that move again later in Cardio X, keep those tips in mind. All right, let's get started with the warm-up. So that mini lesson probably took me in my class about 60 seconds. You could probably cut it down even shorter. I wouldn't go on and on because there's a lot of great work about to happen in the class, but it's a great idea to try that mini lesson idea. 30 to 60 seconds. Front load important information that you can then reflect back on in the moment when you're delivering your phase cueing. Try that out with your class, and I hope you have as much success with it as I have.